Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Saratoga Racecourse here on Sunday. It's the 14th of July, 2024. Gonna look to feature ninth race from the spot, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Let's look at the ninth race from Saratoga, which is the Quick Call Stakes. It's a grade 3 event going for a purse of $175,000, race for 3-year-olds here. We have a field of 11 horses entered, 10 and 11 are both MTOs, so 9 will head to the Melon Turf course, the 1100 meter journey, or 5.5 on the Melon Turf course. Gonna take the 5 horse Menza Musca as a top selection. 5-6-1-3 for me in the superfecta. 5-6-1-3 super, top selection of 5 horse Menza Musca. This 3 called by 10 sovereigns. Bill Montrans, Junior Alvarado picks up the mounts. The horse's most recent outing came the 8th of June at Saratoga, 5.5 in allowance race for $110,000, and the horse won by a neck that day. He had a very, very wide trip, but he sat back early, slowly moved into this race, and she got the job done. Found a better trip than he did in the previous race, where he got shut off at the top lane. But with the easier trip here today, he really took off clear. A smaller group of horses back to 3-year-olds here today. He's definitely running fast enough to beat these horses. I think he's sitting on a very good run here today. He ran 2 back in the William Walker Churchill, 5.5 on the 1st of May, which he had a very tough trip. He finished 4th by 2.25 lengths that day. He sat back early, he swung out wide late from the rail, and then at the top of the lane, a whole bunch of horses came in on him. As the favorite, No Name, he just couldn't get a good turn of foot to win that day. I don't think he was going to win. He probably cost him a couple places, but they did disqualify the second place finisher, No Name Metz, who's running back this one today. They placed his horse third through disqualification, which I thought was the right thing. He did lose at least a place or two. Like I said, winning, I don't think he wasn't going to beat Joe Shiesty that day, but he ran his heart out that day. And then first start stateside in the Palisades of Keeneland over the 5.5, 7th of April on a good but soft turf course. He finished second by a neck that day. He stalked all the way around the race course after not getting out of the gate so clearly, but after that, he placed well behind Phantom that day. Not the world's worst race for him that day. His races in the UK last year weren't bad at all, and in Ireland also. I want to mention that. Training well locally. I'm going to give him a shot on the ticket. I think the 6-horse Star Mystery, the filly taking on the boys here for Flavian and Charlie Appy, wouldn't surprise me if this filly wins. They had the option to probably run the Intercontinental a few weeks ago at Saratoga, but they decided to go to the Jaipur, where she ran a massive third-place finish by 3 3/4 lengths that day. Carrying no weight that day, she really closed up well late, just missed, but she ran her heart out that day. Against the boys in the Aqua Sprint, had a massive place, and the Natal Sheep Turf Sprint as a 3-year-old really ran her heart out. And those 3-year-old in those races facing older horses that made on, she held her own out against the boys that day. They had the option to run in the Coronation Cup on Friday. They scratched the other one to run here today. I also think the little bit faster turf course she's going to see today is going to be to her liking than the soft turf course she would have saw in the Coronation Cup. But we're refreshing her 4-5. She can win. I'll use her on the ticket here. And even the one horse, No Name Metz for Irad and George Weaver. Last time out in the Jaipur, this horse just did not get a trip to win first time older horses. But the race before then, the William Walker, wasn't bad at all. And in the Churls form wasn't bad at all either. Training well, should find a better trip than she did last time out. I'll give him a shot on the ticket. But to recount my selection for the 9th from Saratoga, it's the Quick Call. I'm going to take the 5 horse Menza Musca, give kudos to the 6 horse Star Mystery and the 1 horse No Name Metz, 5-6-1-3 super, 5-6-1 in the multi race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.